University Utara Malaysia. It will be much more interesting if you don't just listen to me, but I will share my PowerPoint to show what this program have for these 6 days. I really hope that you will enjoy and learn a lot from this meeting. Basically, I'll show you what are some of the expectations that people have when they fill in the form. I did this using word cloud, of course, with the help of AI, artificial intelligence. Many of the participants, I think there are around 80 plus participants have enrolled. And what they want is to learn more about technology, human rights education, and they want to meet new people. They want to look at the challenges that technology brings, about different topics that may arise, human rights violations caused by technology, and so on. And these are some of the countries that the participants come from. So most of them comes from Indonesia, Philippines, Myanmar, Vietnam, Malaysia, Thailand, and so on. This is a question that we should ask ourselves. How has technology changed your life? Maybe just this morning. Did you use an oven to make your breakfast? Did you use your car to go to the office? Of course, these online interactions, online meeting, we use technology as well. Did you call your friends using your phone today? What about your healthcare? I think the doctors, when they come out with new vaccines, they use technology as well, science and technology. So internet, IoT, robotics, transportation, banking, everything is now using technology. This is really necessary and we can't avoid it in our life. So just what Geoffrey Reggie mentioned, it is not that we use technology, we live technology. Now it's everywhere, it's ubiquitous, and it's something that we should be aware of. Okay, this is the intersection between human rights and UDHR and 30 technologies of the next decade. If you can see, it's quite small, but you can see there's a lot of new emerging technologies coming up. You can see number one is artificial intelligence. This is the most rampant use of AI in the world today. Automation, Internet of Things, social internet, blockchain, big data, cloud computing, mobile technologies. So you can see normally we have to change our phone so much because the technology had advanced. And if we're still use Nokia 3321, then maybe we're being left behind. So there's collaborative technology like what we have here, Zoom, clean technology, quantum computing. So there's a lot of things that we have to be aware of and a lot of things that we need to learn. But there is a question, how does this technology try to uphold human rights? So that is where we will look at session 1. And under session 2, there will be a discussion about risk of technology intervention and control to human rights. So if you see the news, Changing America, there is a common AI language model show bias against people with disability. So we are using AI, but it is creating human rights violations. There is a bias that created by AI. And if you can see this chart here, jobs automation potential. So you can see there's a lot of automation going on in the work. There's also a book called The End of Work because of this technology. So which part are much more affected? If you see, if we are in the educational service, it is very down below, so we are quite safe, but you never know. Here we can see how the control of technology are intervening in our everyday life, how it will raise out the right to work, the right of labor, and etc. In session 3, we'll look at the human rights dimension on automated data collecting and processing. This is something to do about data surveillance. UK police use live facial recognition unlawful and unethical. Do you realize that you are being watched the whole time? There's a facial recognition. You take your pictures and then you tag your name. So it is something that you are feeding the data to the AI. So they know who is this person, or when you are, how your face looks like when you are young, how your face looks like when you are older. So if you look at this, data never sleeps 9.0. Every 1 minute of the day, data is collected in Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Google, Discord, Clubhouse, Snapchat, Amazon, etc., Teams, YouTube, etc. All the data is being collected every single second. So how does this affect human rights in our everyday life? Section 4, we have technology as enabler of cyberbullying and online misinformation. Technology is not everything bad. There are a lot of good things coming out of technology. So they provide us freedom of expression. But in some situation, the right or the advantage given to us was being misused. So there comes the news in 20th October saying that digital technology, social media, fueling hate speech like never before, warns you an expert. So it is trying to fuel more negativity in our online life. And there's also a situation where the platform providers like Facebook, they violated Palestinian right to free expression because they can pick and choose which particular news that they want to show or they want to strike. So whatever that the Palestinian put on, so they did not actually put that in their system, so people did not get that information as well. So there is also control. And in session 5, we will look at the role and responsibilities for upholding human rights. So we have to look at what the government can do in upholding human rights in technology. So, for example, there's an opinion paper in November. After the Opus and Medibank hacks, we must teach hack to forget. There is the right to be forgotten. People say that once we put it online, then it's there forever. Should it be so? Can we do something to avoid it? Do we have to be in online forever and ever? There's also a situation where there's death, injury, inhuman conditions at Korean Amazon Kupang warehouse workers at mercy of AI because they have to work according to what is the AI program for them. So there is something that the legislature or the states that need to do in order to control these human rights violations used in technology. In session 6, there will be a discussion on human rights role in protecting digital freedom and bridging the digital divide. So there's the right to education and digital transformation. There's challenges and opportunity. What happened to those who do not have the advantage of technology? And there's also a situation where states shut down internet. And this also impact human rights economy and our day-to-day life. So there's so much discussion that we can have a look. For section 7 and 8, we will talk about integrating human rights education into other disciplines. So there's a lot. We should not just confine human rights to social sciences, but it should also be expanded to people who teach engineering and computer sciences, medicine, and whatnot, because all these are affecting our life. And for the last session, there will be discussion on teaching human rights and emerging technologies moving forward. We can see there's so much changes going on in our life very rapidly. The change is ahead. So how do we try to address the challenges? How do we try to equip ourselves in educating the students and other things? That is what we will cover in the program. So we have to remember that technology is only a tool. New technology is not good or evil in and of itself. It's all about how people choose to use it. So being a human rights educator or being a user of technology, we should always think about whether we use the technology for good or for evil and how we can educate people on how the best way to use it. So I think that's just a very brief introduction about the program.